Well, research generally is, organising knowledge, communicating knowledge, and putting knowledge into the public domain. So that's a so broad a definition that can apply to almost anything, and of course that applies to the natural sciences too. In the social sciences, research always involves communication. Since the subject matter of research is people and their social circumstances, it involves communication between researchers and the participants in research. However indirect that communication might be. I mean, some research is done, for instance, on census statistics, but they in turn are built on a communication, a highly formalised communication, sometime in the past. Similarly with historical research. What one does in research is assemble and organise information that comes out of some organised system of social communication and attempts to turn it into knowledge that's accessible in the public realm. Now, I make a distinction between information and knowledge, and that distinction has to do with theory. I don't think it's possible to separate, as some of the textbooks do, research and theorising, empirical research and theorising. I think theory of some sort is always present in empirical research because our concepts shape the kinds of questions we formulate, the questions we put to people or to existing bodies of information. And the information automatically reacts on and affects our concepts. So theorising is a moment in research rather than a separate activity. And I would also always argue there's an intimate link between collecting information and putting it into the public domain, even though those might be separated by years. The purpose of collecting or analysing information is always ultimately to put it into the public domain, and the kinds of audiences we might get for our writings, for our research reports, ultimately shape the kinds of, like our prior concepts, shape the kinds of questions we think worth asking. So that's to say, research is itself a social process. And in universities, of course, it's a highly institutionalised social process with ethics committees and funding bodies and training programs, formal research teams very often, as well as individual scholars who are pursuing their own personal agendas. And similarly, the putting it into the public domain is a fairly institutionalised business involving journals and publishing houses, book reviews and moments like this.